Here we go. Western Conference Finals, Game 2, thanks to BetOnline and Intertops. Intertop Sportsbook, 22 years online. Sign up, deposit, and win. Rockets and the Warriors. Houston's 224.5 the total. Must win for the Rockets. Everyone thinks it's going to be a sweep now after what happened in Game 1. Adjusted series price, Golden State minus 550, and the Warriors are now minus 350 in some spots, like William Hill, to win it all. A couple weeks ago, they were even money. How about that? Now, a big talk has been the ISO ball. Half of Harden's 26 total isolations in Game 1 against Curry. The Rockets reportedly set up the matchup by having the man Curry was defending screen for Harden. This is from Second Spectrum data, forcing a switch. Harden averaged 1.3 points per isolation against Curry on Monday night, a remarkably efficient number. You know, that's how they play, and Shaq and Barkley going after him for playing the ISO ball. But listen, that's how they played. They won 65 games and won the season series. What I didn't like was that Harden would treat the ball like a grenade and dribble, and with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, pass it to a teammate. It's like, okay, well, now you shoot. So this is what they do, and it was so successful. And Harden had 41 points in the Game 1 loss. The problem is Golden State's doing a great job making Harden defend. So you clearly saw he was tired in the first quarter, and he's going to run out of gas if he has to carry the load. That's why I want CP3 to get some more touches and look for his shot early. And the supporting cast was terrible. That's what we did that's what we talked about in our conference preview. Mbamute, Tucker, Ariza, who was in foul trouble, Gordon, nothing. And Mbamute didn't score and missed 3 bunnies. This will be a sweep if the supporting cast does nothing for the Rockets.
Sure, and of course, when you talk about the postseason, this is when the supporting cast contributions start to decline and your superstars have to step up and play at a superstar level. We saw that for Golden State, where their superstars played great. For Houston, Harden got the stats. It's not about the stats, obviously. Now, let's talk about the point spread for a minute, because this line's really been bouncing. I'm seeing it at 1 as we speak at the square shops, the Bovadas of the world. Have Houston only 1. Some of the sharp shops, and I thought the whole market was moving to 2 earlier this morning. Then it got bet back to 1.5 and back up to 2. There are definitely competing groups who are on different sides of this ball game. The market has been shifting, and right now, again, depending on which side you like, -1.5, -2s are available, and there are even some -1s out there on the Houston side. We've seen this Rockets team do one thing very, very well over the course of the last couple of months. I mean, really, that hasn't happened very often. But when they've lost, they've bounced back. They're 9-0 straight up off a loss since January. The last back-to-back losses came the first week of January, and that was without James Harden in the lineup. They really only had one slump all year. They went through the holidays, and Harden was banged up, and they went 2-7. That was the tail end of that stretch. Since that time, so we're talking about basically the last 5 months, off a loss, Rockets have bounced back with a win every single time, including in the first 2 rounds of the postseason, where both times they suffered an upset loss and both times bounced back with at least a straight-up win in their next ball games. Now, you talked about what they did in terms of ball security the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, less than 10 turnovers per 100 possessions. That ranked as the second best in playoff history over the last 41 years since turnovers have been an official stat. But Game 1, 16 turnovers and playing a lot of that ISO ball. That's something that, again, Mike D'Antoni is harping on. So is James Harden. Quote, if you miss shots or if you turn the basketball over, they're out. They're getting dunks. They're getting threes. I'm not sure how many transition points they had, but it was too many. That's what they thrive on. So we got to do a better job of not turning the basketball over, taking better shots, getting back defensively, and matching ups. Mike D'Antoni, there are too many times we just had mental lapses where they didn't switch properly or we didn't switch hard enough. So you think the adjustments for the Rockets come on the defensive side. I do expect them to defend better. The question is, can they avoid the turnovers, which they didn't have in the regular season when they're playing all this ISO ball against a team that gets out in the passing lanes and can just wreak havoc on one-on-one guys like James Harden?
Now you got to win 4 out of 6 against what might be the best team in NBA history, and they've won 25. They're 25-3 in the playoffs the last 2 years, and they've won 15 in a row at home in the playoffs, which ties the record. So good luck with that. They have no one to put on Durant. You can't double him because you can't leave these shooters wide open. They did a horrible job defensively on Klay Thompson, who picked them apart. They win by double digits, and Curry doesn't do much in the Game 1 win as well. So Capella spent a lot of time on the bench. That surprised me. Maybe you can put Capella on Durant, or I don't know. If Green wants to shoot threes, I'm fine with that. So I don't know why I don't have a problem with Capella on Green if they want to do that as well. They've been in this situation before. I think the last time they didn't have home court in a series was 2014. Thompson remembers it well. Great team win, but the series far from over. Me and Draymond were in this situation against the Clippers in 2014. We won Game 1 on the road, and then the Clippers beat us 138-98. So we'll see how the Rockets adjust as well. But the turnovers, you're right. You gave 18 fast break points, transition points for Golden State. And it's also, see, that's the one issue with the Houston offense. If you have Harden out there surrounded by 4 shooters and they're off to the side and he doesn't pass the ball and they miss a long 3, it's going to be a leak out and a run out the other way for an easy basket. Plus, they had, 3 shot clock violations in the first half. They had 3 all of the playoffs as well. So that was a big issue, too. You can't give turnovers and give away possessions against Golden State as well. But, hey, the season's on the line now. I mean, if they lose this game, it's probably going to be 1-2-3 Cancun.
Yeah, I mean, the Rockets have responded well to adversity. Like I said, 9-0 straight up off a loss over the last 5 months. They're certainly saying the right things, and this is their season. I mean, Houston will not bounce back from an 0-2 deficit going back to Golden State. You know, they might win a game, they might not. But they're certainly not going to win the series if they're down 0-2. So, yeah, this is it for the Rockets. But, boy, those quotes from Golden State, they sound like veteran quotes from a team who's done this before. Kevin Durant, quote, "Nothing really changes after the Game 1 win. We know it's a long series, a 7-game series. So we know they're going to come out with a lot of energy next game, try to even this thing up. We've just got to stay focused and be patient out there. Continue to keep playing hard." What a veteran comment there. That's a championship comment. Klay Thompson, the same thing. This series is far from over. Oh, yeah, you read this quote before. You know, me and Draymond came out and won a tough game. But the end of that quote is great. So it's natural to relax, but we're not going to relax. We're still not where we want to be, and we've got a long way to go. I think the Warriors' focus is there. That would concern me if I was a Rockets backer, despite the fact that Houston has been so strong coming off a loss over the last 5 months.
You like the Rockets play the first half. If it's close, cause for concern as well, because Golden State was the best team in the third quarter this year, and it wasn't even close. And Game 1 was tied at the half, and then Golden State outscored them by 7 in the third quarter. Joe Fortenbaugh tweet, 95-7 the game in the Bay Area. Warriors in the third quarter during the playoffs under Kerr, 63% plus 2.91 scoring differential, outscored opponents by 10 or more 14 times in 70 games, outscored opponents by 6 or more 30 times in 70 games. Best team in the third quarter. Little Golden State second half there if you want as well.
Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the games.